The United Nations Security Council has now condemned the Israeli airstrikes that struck at the heart of Doha in Qatar, killing 6 people, including 5 Hamas members and a Qatari security officer. What makes the moment extraordinary is not only the violence itself, but the symbolism. Israel bombed the capital of a Gulf state that has, for years, been a key mediator between Israel, Hamas, Egypt, and the United States. The Council's wording was deliberately careful. It condemned the strike, underlined solidarity with Qatar, and stressed the need for de-escalation, yet pointedly didn't name Israel. This was the price of consensus. For such a statement to pass, it required agreement from all 15 members, including the United States, which traditionally shields Israel. Still, the symbolism is unmistakable. Qatar's sovereignty has been recognized, its role as mediator endorsed, and Israel's action treated as destabilizing. The acting US ambassador, Dorothy Shea, echoed President Trump's line. She told the Council that the unilateral bombing of a sovereign nation working very hard and bravely to broker peace does not advance Israel's or America's goals. Yet in the same breath, she called eliminating Hamas a worthy goal. That is the tightrope Washington is trying to walk, criticizing Netanyahu's tactics while defending Israel's broader objectives. The balancing act reflects Trump's own discomfort, admitting he was not thrilled with the strike, but also hinting rather optimistically that the crisis could become an opportunity for peace. The UN Under-Secretary General Rosemary DiCarlo described the attack as an alarming escalation that threatens regional peace. She's correct. The strike was not on the battlefield, but in a city that has been the diplomatic bridge for nearly 2 years. Qatar's Prime Minister declared that Netanyahu had killed any hope for the release of Israeli hostages and accused Israel of committing state terror. The funeral in Doha, with coffins draped in Qatari and Palestinian flags, and the emir himself attending, was both a national act of mourning and a political message of defiance. Qatar's role cannot be overstated. With US encouragement, Doha has hosted Hamas's political office for over a decade. It has been the only space where indirect talks could occur, a rare forum for back-channel diplomacy. By striking Hamas leaders on Qatari soil, Netanyahu has not only endangered those talks, but also humiliated a US partner, risked Arab Gulf solidarity, and further isolated Israel internationally. The United Arab Emirates warned that an attack on one Gulf state is an attack on the entire GCC framework. What was Netanyahu seeking? To decapitate Hamas's leadership, to derail hostage negotiations, or to reassert his own political survival at home? Whatever his motives, the strike has raised new questions about Israel's willingness to honour diplomacy. It also reinforces the view expressed by critics from Qatar to Washington that Netanyahu is more interested in prolonging conflict than in securing peace. That the UN Security Council avoided naming Israel speaks volumes. Everyone knows who carried out the strike, yet diplomatic necessity required a euphemism. This is the paradox of multilateral institutions. The search for consensus can dilute truth, but it also marks progress of a kind. For years, the Council has been paralysed on Gaza by US vetoes. Now, even Washington has aligned with allies to say enough is enough. The strike on Doha may prove a turning point. It has united the UN in a rare condemnation, strained US-Israel relations, and placed Qatar firmly at the centre of the international stage. Yet, it has also deepened the despair of hostage families, fractured ceasefire prospect, and shown how easily diplomacy can be destroyed by violence. The UNSC's call for de-escalation may sound routine, but in this case it is a stark warning. If Israel continues to extend its war into the capitals of its neighbours, the conflict will turn into something far more dangerous.